Hey everyone, what is going on? So we are shoutcasting somebody else's Go Battle League content, and I actually don't know the name of this trainer because the intros were cut off, or the beginning of the battles. But yeah, let's take a look at their team. They're using a pretty standard team. We see another Heracross. I recently did a video on Heracross, but we also see Gyarados and Cresselia. Now this trainer got to the high 20, well no, they got to 2600, I think, about in 26, somewhere in the 2600, so pretty high rating in terms of season 2, especially because 2600 is no easy feat to reach. So let's go ahead and see how they play this out. So right now we have a standard match. We have Cresselia versus Giratina altered form. So that Giratina will go for the Shadow Sneak. Cresselia is going to fire back with a Moonblast. Let's see if this Moonblast is going to be shielded. It is not, so that will knock out the Giratina. Plus Cresselia is up a shield, so definitely a huge situation for this trainer. Let's see what comes out. So it looks like it's going to be Hydro Cannon, so the Cresselia will fall. By the way, guys, I'm starting to run out of shoutcast videos for the Ultra League. I guess that's because Go Battle League is down, so people can't really be submitting. So if you have any more content you want to submit me in terms of Ultra League, definitely go ahead and do that. But I might start, unless if Go Battle League goes back up, I might start shoutcasting some of the Great League battles I have. Let me know if you'd like to see that. I was planning on keeping those videos until the Great League returned when all 3 leagues were available. But I might actually start shoutcasting those. I think I also have a couple Sylph tournaments to shoutcast, so I might be doing those as well. But Heracross will go for the Mega Horn right now, and Cresselia is going to be able to take it. Really tanky Pokemon, and it will go for a Moonblast. Not enough to knock out the Heracross, but these Psycho Cuts will be. So in comes Gyarados. Cresselia switches into Swampert, so Swampert is going for a charge attack. Probably a Hydro Cannon, going to be that Hydro Cannon. Gyarados can definitely take it. And Gyarados is going to be able to get off this crunch. Let's see if it's enough to finish off that Swampert. I feel like it might be. No, not enough. Barely not enough, but one more Dragon Breath will be. And then in comes that Cresselia, which falls. So jumping into the next game, immediately it's going to be Gyarados versus Cresselia. So we'll have to see how this plays out. Cresselia going to be weak to Crunch, so it's going to get off a Moonblast right now, which will do a lot. One more Moonblast will be enough. That actually lowers the attack on that Purified Gyarados, so Gyarados is going for a Crunch right now. Again, it is super effective, but Cresselia is so tanky, plus it got the debuff on Gyarados. It's going to be able to get off another another Moonblast, actually. And so that Gyarados will shield up and be able to get to a Crunch. Now, because of the attack debuff, this shouldn't be finishing off that Cresselia. Nope. Cresselia probably going to be able to get to another Moonblast. Actually, the Gyarados switches on the Moonblast, so nice switch. Able to catch it with their own Cresselia, so going to be able to take that. In comes Obstagoon. Okay, so Obstagoon going to be weak to Moonblast, but it's also super effective with Night Slash. So I believe this favors Obstagoon. It should favor Obstagoon. We'll see. So Moonblast, is it going to connect? Is the shield going to go up? It is going to be shielded. Okay, so the opponent using a shield. Wouldn't have been enough to knock out the Obstagoon, but it would have done a decent amount, a pretty good amount. So Obstagoon will go for a Night Slash. That Night Slash not enough to finish off the Cresselia. A Moonblast coming in. Let's see if the opponent is going to shield this one or let it go through. They're going to let it go through. Does about 50%, it looked like. And then Obstagoon is just going to get off that Night Slash. That opponent definitely overcharged. So Night Slash coming out, knocking out the Cresselia, while actually getting an attack buff as well. So Heracross still going to take this hit. Let's see if it's going to be Night Slash. It is. It is resisted by Heracross. Luckily for the Heracross, right? Finishing off that Obstagoon. So we'll have to see what comes in next. Going to be a Swampert. So Swampert does have to watch out for these close combats. Going to go for the Hydro Cannon. Heracross will shield it. I don't think Heracross can get to another one. Let's see. Oh no, switching out to Cresselia. Out comes Gyarados. So nice attempt by the opponent. This Gyarados does go for a Crunch. Oh, I don't know. Swampert might decide to take this. Yeah, going to take this because he knows the Heracross has energy. So that Swampert going to charge up. Probably enough for 2 Hydro Cannons. Going to go for a Hydro Cannon right now against the Gyarados. In comes Heracross. Heracross is just going to be able to finish it off with a counter. So nice attempt by the opponent, but still able to win that. So now we have the Gyarados versus a Swampert. So this definitely favors Gyarados, although Hydro Cannons still do a pretty good amount just because Gyarados is so squishy. So a pretty good amount, nothing crazy. In comes, I think that was Escavalier, I missed it. But this Gyarados is going for the crunch. That will do a good amount, and then Gyarados switches out into Heracross. Most Escavalier do not carry Aerialase, so might not shield. Actually, the Heracross decides to shield anyway, because it still would have done a good amount. And Heracross is able to finish off the Escavalier with loads of energy to boot. So in comes that Swampert. So this Heracross has enough for back-to-back close combat. So going to go for the one that will be shielded, can get to the other one. Okay, so this close combat might be shielded as well. If not, it's going to do loads of damage. It does loads of damage. Cannot finish off with counter. Heracross is going to go down. It is debuffed significantly, so Heracross will collapse totally fine. In comes Gyarados. Out comes Melmetal. So we'll have to see how this one plays out. Can that Gyarados, I was going to say can it get to a Hydro Pump, but it's going straight Crunch. And that Crunch will do a significant amount to the Melmetal. Melmetal is going to go for a Charge Attack. Gyarados will accept it and go down totally fine, because that Melmetal probably had enough for 2 Rock Slides or close to it. Able to go for another one, but this Cresselia doesn't really care. I mean, it's just too tanky. It's not going to be taking much from Rock Slide. And a Moonblast, I don't know if the Moonblast is enough to knock out Melmetal, but it still should get it pretty low. We'll see. So Rock Slide going to connect, of course, and this Cresselia just charging up, going for the Moonblast right now. So this Moonblast definitely going to be shielded. Yep, going to be shielded. Another Moonblast should be enough, I think, right? We'll see. We'll see. I know Melmetal resisted, but we'll see. So Rock Slide connecting, totally fine. And the opponent just backs out. So jumping into the next game, it's going to be a Gyarados versus a Togekiss. So this definitely favors Togekiss. Surprised the Gyarados is not switching. I guess he's just going for Hydro Pump. Let's see if he gets to it. Not quite able to get to it. Gyarados will use the shield. Now, I'm sure the opponent is definitely going to block this Hydro Pump. Yeah, I mean, you don't stay in if you're the Gyarados if you're not going for the Hydro Pump. So yeah, Togekiss does shield and then feints down the Gyarados. So not the greatest situation, but in comes Cresselia. So Cresselia is trying to get to this Moonblast, able to not get to, able to not get to it before this Charge Attack comes through. Going to be an Ancient Power, so that's totally fine. Going for the Moonblast right now. Is this enough to knock out Togekiss? I don't think it is. Nope, not going to be enough. Togekiss allowed it to go through. Can you farm down? I guess you can. Yeah, you could farm down, although the Cresselia is pretty low. In comes Registeel. Cresselia switches out into Heracross. In comes Poliwrath. We'll see how this plays out. So, okay, Heracross going to go for the close combat, because at the end of the day, if you could feint the Poliwrath, it doesn't matter if your defense is debuffed, because the lock-ons from Registeel are not going to do much at all. So you could basically just take as many lock-ons as you want and just do a lot of damage with counter, at least until they get to Flash Cannon, which will obviously knock out the Heracross. So going to be able to get to a close combat, lowering the defense again, but again, it doesn't matter when it comes to lock-on. So this close combat will be enough to knock out Poliwrath. I think he's going to get this one. We'll see. We'll see. He might have to pull a switch. I was going to say maybe if he could pull a sacrificial swap once the timer comes up, but Flash Cannon comes out, and then this Cresselia is going for this Future Sight, but again, it's not going to matter. This Registeel could definitely get to another Charge Attack, so Cresselia is going to go down. I don't know if this Flash Cannon knocks out Cresselia, but it doesn't matter. That game was over. So good game. Jumping into the next one, it's going to be Gyarados versus Giratina. So we'll have to see how this matchup plays out. Both are doing a lot of damage to each other, about the same amount. It looks like Gyarados is doing a little bit more to the Giratina. Dragon Claw is going to be shielded, and this Gyarados gets to the Crunch. So this Crunch is going to do a lot, but it will be shielded, so it won't do anything. So let's see what happens. Wow, this is neck and neck. So Gyarados, is it? Yep, it's going to shield. Gyarados does put up the shield. Going to be another Dragon Claw. Gyarados will be able to get to the Crunch. Now, if the Giratina shields, that Giratina should be able to farm down the Gyarados. He does shield. And let's see. Can he? Yeah, he should be able to, but bailing on it and going for the Charge Attack, totally fine. So it's going to be a Dragon Claw that will knock out the Purified Gyarados. In comes Cresselia. Cresselia might just farm down. I don't know. I guess so. I guess you do farm down at this range, definitely, because you'll be able to take these Dragon Claws or Shadow Sneaks, even if it is a Shadow Sneak, and you can just farm down. But the switch to Lapras comes in. In comes Heracross. Huge situation for the Heracross. Surf is not going to be enough. Even Ice Beam is not going to be enough to knock out the Heracross. If you saw my Heracross video, you know I like Heracross for the Ultra League. Going for that close combat, this will definitely be enough to pick up the knockout against the Lapras. So it is enough. That's actually a best Buddy Lapras, which is pretty cool. In comes Sceptile. Very interesting. And as I said, this trainer is a high rank, so I'm assuming his opponents are highly ranked as well. And interesting to see the Sceptile. I mean, Sceptile is not bad, not at all, especially with its recently buffed Bullet Seed. So it's just something I personally haven't really seen, to be honest with you. But it's definitely good. So Cresselia does get to another Moonblast. And this Moonblast is going to be enough to knock out that Sceptile. So Sceptile collapses, and in comes that Giratina, which is basically gone anyway. So, going to win that one. So the next matchup, it's going to be Gyarados versus Togekiss. So, terrible matchup. But at the end of the day, I mean, you can't switch into Heracross. I guess, you could bring in the Cresselia, or you could stay in and go Hydro Pump, which is what this trainer is deciding to do. So, going for the Hydro Pump, that will definitely be shielded, but at least Togekiss is able to get the shield. You're able to get the shield from Togekiss despite losing that lead. So Cresselia is going to be able to take these attacks. Cresselia is going to be able to win this matchup, but already down. So it's unfortunate. We'll have to see how he decides to play it out. Going to go for a Moonblast. Going for it right away, which obviously makes sense because you want to lower the attack. As you can see, it does lower the attack. So if you're the Cresselia, again, you just farm down at this range. Yes, the charge attack is coming through, but it was debuffed, and even if it wasn't debuffed, you could still faint first. In comes Giratina, so Moonblast, is it going to connect, or are we going to see the last shield? We are going to connect, it is going to connect, plus lowering the attack on that Giratina. That is awesome. Gonna go ahead and shield. I think that is the correct decision, because Heracross isn't really great against Giratina, so you do want to try and knock out this Giratina or get it super low. Let's see if the opponent shields. No shield. In comes the Heracross, trying to farm down, but a charge attack does come out from that altered form Giratina. Totally fine. Gonna be a Dragon Claw. Heracross can take that and just farm down, even though Giratina does double resist counter. Togekiss, oh wow, able to farm it down because it was so low, but it still did a lot. In comes Obstagoon. This is crazy. He has back-to-back close combats. This Heracross is going to knock out that Obstagoon. As long as he can get to another one, he can. Able to knock out this Obstagoon. So despite that bad lead, still able to pull it on through. Luckily, that Obstagoon was in the back, able to win that. So really well played. As I said, though, this trainer is about 2,600, at least at the time of submitting this. So that's really high ranked. So we'll have to see. A really cool team as well. So Gyarados does shield. Going to be a Dragon Claw. Going to be able to get to a Crunch. And this Crunch going to be super effective. Giratina may shield. Yep, Giratina is going to shield that one. And then are we going to see another Crunch? We probably will, because this Gyarados is going to be shielding this. Now, Giratina should win this matchup if it shields this Crunch. We'll have to see. So Gyarados is going for that Crunch. Crunch is going to be shielded. Yep, Giratina expects to win this. Trying to farm down. Not able to farm down. Able to go for a charge attack. It was too risky to farm down. They both might have KO'd each other at the same time. But able to win that lead. And then switching into a Alolan Muck. And now in comes Heracross. Yeah, I wouldn't have switched into a Alolan Muck. I would have just let my Giratina go down and then bring in a Alolan Muck. But that's okay. So Sludge Wave connecting against the Heracross, doing a lot. This Mega Horn is going to connect against the Alolan Muck. That will not be enough, but the counter should be enough. Yep, is enough to knock out. And then back in comes that Giratina. So Giratina comes in, and Giratina will faint Heracross, totally fine. In comes Cresselia, which is going to be able to farm down this Giratina. It will take an attack, but it's able to take it. Dragon Claw, even if it was Shadow Sneak, it could take it. Now comes that fight. Oh, Registeel. Looks like it's going to work out for the opponent. I don't see this Cresselia winning this matchup. Unless if it... Okay, I mean, it got the attack debuff. Yeah, I mean, there's no way. Even with the attack debuff, right? Because there's nothing in the back. It's just Cresselia. So, I don't see it happening. Yeah, not going to happen. I guess he just left. Jumping into, I believe, the final game. Gyarados versus Origin Form Giratina. I'll have to see how this plays out. I'm really curious. Look how much that Dragon Breath is doing. Holy cow, that Dragon Breath from Gyarados is doing a tremendous amount of damage. Giratina Origin does shield. It's going to go for a charge attack. If you're the Gyarados, you shield... And then you could just probably farm down. Yes, that Giratina should get to another charge attack. But if you double shield, you'll be able to win this just by farming down the Origin Form Giratina. So Shadow Ball not going to be able to connect. And switching out into Registeel. Okay, Oh, going for the crunch, not switching out. Could have switched out into Heracross, but deciding to get damage off first and then switching. Able to pick up the shield as well, so that was huge. Definitely the correct play in order to try and bait out that shield with crunch. Maybe the opponent thought it was a Hydro Pump. So Focus Blast going to be resisted. Flash Cannon would have been the way to go, but that's okay. Close Combat is going to connect, right? I mean, it's got to connect because the opponent is out of shield, so it will knock out that Registeel. In comes the Giratina, going to go for the Close Combat. Can't farm down because Giratina does double resist fighting. And this Close Combat will be enough to knock out Giratina. And in comes Cresselia. Can't get to the Mega Horn, but that's okay because he has his own Cresselia as well as Gyarados. So Gyarados trying to get to the crunch, able to get to it. This is definitely a game over because you have that Cresselia in the back, and the Cresselia is going to, that at full health is going to be able to beat one at half health, right? So Moonblast Grass Knot, never mind. Grass Knot coming out, and then in comes the Cresselia, and that's definitely going to be a good game. So don't forget to submit your battles in the Google Forms in the description down below, and I will see you all in the next one. I hope you all have a good day. Bye! Thank you so much for checking out my latest video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter. If you like this video, check out one of my other videos that you'll probably enjoy.